Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 6th to the 12th of January in my Archer and Olive notebook, and I'm going to be using this gorgeous snowed in kit from Plannerface. I got this kit in the 2023 advent calendar, so I have the box add-on and the glitter add-on, and then I have all of the extra boxes, and as you can see I've pulled out some stickers already for my plans for the week. In my reusable sticker album from Plannerface, I have all of my planning notes, so let's crack on and get into the base. This should be a slightly quicker base than last week because I don't have any underlays. I'm just doing a normal week. I was back at work. I don't have any foil for this week. It was, as I said, back to work. This is really going to show how I'm going to be using this layout for this year. So I have this extra box of, obviously there's not 8 days in a week, so I have half boxes for each of, I'm gonna call them half boxes. I have half boxes for each of the weekdays when I'm at work so that I don't have to try and fill it up with the word work, and then I have my 2 full days for the weekend. So I'm just adding in my date covers. So thank you for all of, oh that's still wonky. Thank you for all of the comments on my first video back. I'm very happy to be back. As I said, I'm not promising anything even resembling the sort of consistency that I had before. That's just not something that I can promise at the moment. I'll see how this year goes. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be anything even remotely like last year turned out. So I've got my Monday to Sunday box in my sidebar, and then my habit tracker. So I'm still tracking my daily check-ins with my planner. I'm just tracking it on my memory notes instead. This week I'm going to go with the girl with black hair. Okay, well we're going a little bit wonky already. I also didn't realise until I was like editing last week that my chair squeaks quite as much as it does, so I'm really sorry about that, but I'm going to try not to wiggle around while I'm filming. But sometimes I just need to wiggle around a little bit. So I've got my box there, which will be my like main focus of the week, or like the best thing that happened this week. I feel like it's more of a main focus. And then I'll go with the snowman. And then I have a January script from Plannerface to go in there. Okay, so full boxes. I really want to use this adorable set of puppies sleeping under a blanket, so I'm going to pop that in down here. This is too Christmassy for me to be using in January. And I kind of want to use this fashion girl as well. So I think I'm going to use this bed. Where did I put them last week? Oh, glitter headers. I've forgotten glitter headers again. Okay, so we'll get my glitter headers in. Trying to butt things up as much as possible so that I have plenty of space for the plans that I had for this week. It wasn't a super busy week. It was my first week back at work after my Christmas break, so that's kind of it is what it is moment. It was nice to see some of my colleagues that I didn't work with over Christmas. But having to get up with an alarm every day is not always the one. Okay, glitter headers down. I think I'm going to use the last glitter header up here. This extra like weekday box. So my plan for my planner is that if I have like a Friday or Monday off, I can have like a whole thing for that day. But if I don't, then I just have like this extra like half box of space to put in a full box, but it's a little bit bigger than a full box. Like, that's super cute. So we'll come back to what's going to go up here, and we'll move on to adding in our bottom washi. What was I saying? Yeah, so thank you so much for all of the lovely comments that I got on my first video back. I can't promise consistency, but I'm here for a second week, so we're off to a pretty strong start. This is a much different vibe to the week before. But it really fits because it was bloody freezing this week. I think on quite a lot of these days we had a high of like 2 degrees. I complain about hot weather as well, but like it's too cold for me this week. Do I maybe want to use part of a full box? If I put this header down here, and then maybe take this box, and then we'll just trim the top of it off. On the last week of my 2024 planner, I cut entirely, like the whole way through a page, and now I'm a little bit freaked out about doing it again. I'd almost made it I normally like once a year will probably cut through my planner, especially with the amount of cutting that I used to do, but I have freaked myself out a little bit about cutting through my planner again. So this is our base, very easy. I just have my date numbers to add in. A little bit of deco that I was going to put on the side there. Eight. Get that one down straight. These date dots are just the I think dates version 2 from Plannerface, so they match the font on her date covers. I think 11 and 12. Okay, so now that's the base all done, I can get into the plans for the week. I'm going to get rid of some of the sheets that I don't need. So because I have the extra box add-on and the old star glitter add-on, I have loads of stuff to pick from today, and we'll just get cracking. So as I said, I was back at work this week, but I don't want to put work in my planner too many times. So for days where I'm in the office, I'm going to use third boxes, because the work still takes up more of my time when I have to go into the office. And I'm using paper chart icons for work this week, and they all kind of represent the day I had at work. So this day I was really tired because it was the first day back after my Christmas break. And then when I got home from work, I did some errands. So I'm going to put that in with a little thing and the laundry doodle from the kit. I then trained So this week was my first week of competition prep. So you will hear me over the next couple of weeks talking about training a lot, because training's always been like a big part of my weeks while I haven't been filming. That's wonky. You can come over here for a minute. It's always been a big part of my weeks while I've not been filming my Plan With Me's. But competition prep for my first competition in about 6 months is always going to take a bit more time. So I'm tracking my food better. I'm being more conscious of like my recovery and making sure that I'm resting enough, as well as doing my extra training, because it's getting kind of heavy. This day I also, after training, just sat on the floor and played with Reggie for a bit. I realised when I was editing that I didn't really mention Reggie at all in my last Plan With Me. He's still very much around, pretty much the same as he was when I was previously filming. Very headstrong, let's say. And then I finished off on Monday by watching some YouTube, including, I've written down murder, mystery and makeup. So I love a little bit of true crime, so if it was watching some murder, mystery and makeup. And then we can move on to Tuesday. So because I was working from home on the Tuesday, I'm going to use a quarter box instead of a third box. And so it gives me a little bit more space for things that I did in the evening, just because I would have got home from work. Well, I didn't have to get home from work, I just was at home. So we'll start in by marking work. And although I don't work on the sofa, it was kind of a chill day, considering it was my second day back in the office, well, second day back at work after Christmas. Straight after work I trained. So I'm going to mark that in with a label. And then I use the dumbbell doodles from Plannerface, and also have custom scripts from Plannerface for my sessions. So that was my snatch session. I then spent a lot of this evening editing and like learning stuff. So I also had some errands, so I'll just pop those in first. So let's pop in these errands. And what was I going to use for that? Okay, I didn't pull a sticker out for that. Let's just use the vacuum doodle from the kit. I didn't actually do any vacuuming, but it'll do. Yeah, so initially I was getting a little bit like overexcited about uploading for the first time in ages. So I did my editing, and then I tried to learn Fusion on DaVinci Resolve, which is what I'm using to edit now that I'm not on an iMac. But I was that person, so I ended up going onto Canva to make my like intro and outro for my new uploads. And then while I was doing that, I've put down YouTube Binge, but I don't feel like I'm going to care that I was watching YouTube while I was doing this. But I have this from One Ton in a Million for me trying to learn Fusion. And it wasn't a horrendous attempt at Fusion, but you know, I made a nicer intro graphic with Canva quite quickly. On Wednesday, I'm using this water cooler doodle from Papershire to mark in work, because it was a stressful day, but I had some really funny chats with people from work. And then when I got home, I did some classic errands. So I was like freaking myself out a little bit about posting. I've said to a couple of people, and I think I may have mentioned it in a comment, I didn't know whether I was actually going to upload that video. I scheduled it and then just stopped thinking about it because I didn't want to freak myself out, which I don't know why, because I used to do this all the time and it was fine. But I'm just going to check the sizing of something. So I'm going to use this box to mark playing Baldur's Gate with my friend Becca. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so the So the little thing is too little. Well, to be fair, I should mark this in big because it is a big thing that I actually did. So I'm going to mark in uploading my video. Thankfully, I still had like a stash of edit and upload scripts from Plannerface, so I didn't have to buy any more or like start writing it in. So I've just got upload there, and then I figured I'd mark this in with the book doodle because it's my journal. And then I just have a Paper Shy Gaming vanilla for marking in that I was gaming with my friend. And I'm gonna move this box over slightly. Oh, not that much. No, I'm gonna leave it in the corner. And then I've got just my vanilla there. Yeah, so basically once I had like set it to be scheduled, I just stopped thinking about it and went and played Baldur's Gate with Becca so that I couldn't overthink it and stop it from going live. On Thursday I was working from home, and this was like a busy work from home day, so I've chosen this Paper Shy vanilla, and then after work I did some errands, so I'm just marking that in with a little thing. And one of those things was putting the bins out, so I'm using a bin doodle from Plannerface. The main thing that I did on Thursday was I went to training. So they're always a little bit small. So I was working from home Thursday and Friday, so when I'm working from home 2 days in a row, I can go over to training without it like feeling like I don't get any evening. I'm just going to move this little thing so it's a bit more central between those two. There we go. And I'm using the dumbbell doodles from Plannerface, and then I've got team training, and it was my jerk session. And I carpooled with my friend, so I'm just going to mark in that we were having like a really good conversation in the car. I originally, when we started carpooling, I started marking it in because it was like a new thing, but now we're carpooling fairly consistently. So I don't want to be marking it in all the time. And then after training, I'm just going to use this box. Oh, see, that's a smidge bigger than I wanted. Okay, I'm going to go back to my original idea. Use this box, and I'll just wiggle the spacing around a bit. And the bathtub doodle from the kit to mark in that I just had I didn't actually have a bath, but I had like a longer shower after training because I was it was a pretty heavy session, and by the end of it I was just kind of exhausted, so I didn't really have the energy to do anything else that day. Okay, on to Friday. I was also working from home, so I'm going to use another quarter box and pop that in there. I had a lot of meetings on Friday, so I'm using this Paper Shy doodle to mark it in. And then after work had finished, I did some, you guessed it, errands, chores. I didn't actually have to go out of the house for these ones. So I'm marking that in with just a bit of deco from the kit. And then this day was also the start of the UPS sale, so I wanted to mark that in. I mentioned that on my Insta story throughout the day. And also I'd written it down to remind myself that I had like shops I wanted to shop with. And then going to mark in playing some Baldur's Gate. I don't want to use that one yet. I'm going to mark in having some drinks at home first. And And then I'm going to mark in plain Baldur's Gate. That one could be bigger. So instead of that being a little thing, I'm going to go to the glitter add-on. I could probably get away with this box. Yeah. And then if I use a bigger little thing, I'll go for one of the patterned ones because it's the right way around. Okay, yeah, that's much better spacing. I'm still getting used to like all the spacing in this notebook, even though it's like my own layout that I've drawn. But we're getting the hang of it. It's only week 2. For this bottom bit, I've got this blanket because we're kind of having like a cozy gaming evening. And then I also have these dice which go, oh god, just apparently ping off everywhere. They seem to want to be that way up, so we'll put them in like that. I don't mind using dice for playing Baldur's Gate because it's all dice rolls, so it kind of makes sense. On Saturday morning, I started off by being really lazy. I had a little bit more wine than I was planning on the night before, so I'm going to mark that in. I slept in for a little bit. I'm marking that in with the pillow doodle from the kit, and then I just watched some YouTube in the morning. I think I might need to start getting the box add-on for like little things for kits because I'm using a lot of little things, like a lot more than I used to in my previous planner. I'm going to mark in YouTube binge with the TV doodle from the kit, and then I went to team training, which I'm going to mark in with a half box, and I really love the darker blue in this kit and the like snowman pattern, so we'll mark that in. And then I'm using a vanilla from Papershy, who's weightlifting, and another one of my team training scripts. When I got home from training, I had some happy mail from Plannerface, so I'm just going to mark that in. And I'm using a sticker doodle from Plannerface. And then we decided to get pizza for dinner. It's me starting off this week being like, oh, I'm trying to be better with, or more intentional with my eating. Pizza for dinner. I'm going to mark that in because I've got quite a lot of space left. I'm going to mark that in with a 3rd box. Really doesn't take me that long to eat a pizza, but I'm using this Stick with the Planco pizza girl, who's quite big. And then I was just having a lazy evening as well, so I'll mark that in with another half box, I think. And I feel like that's leaving me with quite a bit of space at the bottom, but I forgot to put in my weekend banner again. What page is the weekend banner on? It's on this one. Okay, so I'm going to put my weekend banner in. So that's the older style weekend banner from Plannerface, and I'm just going to mark that in with this puzzle deco from the kit. Okay, on to Sunday then. So that's the day it is right now while I'm filming this. I'm going to start off by marking in my Sunday reset. My icon for this is light pink, but so is the glitter header, so we're going to pop that box in. Just marking in my cleaning like Sunday reset with this bucket of cleaning products doodle. And then I did some overtime after my little cleaning session, so I'll mark that in. I don't want to mark in overtime being like the main thing that I did today, so I'll get this quarter box instead. And then I have this doodle from Papershire and an overtime script, which is a custom from Plannerface. If anyone wants the code for that one, drop me a comment and I will pop the code in. Save you having to design it or like write it out yourself. Ooh, that's still wonky. Yeah, I've just started doing like 2 hours of overtime on a Sunday just because I have quite a few things planned this year, and I would really like to not feel like money-wise, I have a lot planned this year. Then doing my planning, I'm going to use this quarter box to mark that in, because this spread won't take me too long to put together. It's going to be a lot less than it was last week, just because I haven't been like doing extenders and underlays and stuff. Planning. I then need to remember to actually like order the stickers that I've put in my cart, because at the moment I've just like filled up a cart on a couple different shop sites and haven't actually pressed order. So I've got this shopping bag left over from I think a Plannerface monthly. I am then going to do some editing. That is going to take a bit of time. So I will use, I'm not huge on having quite so much, like all of the big boxes in one day be blue, or like the same blue. So I'm going to use this pink box to mark that. And then this evening I'm going to be playing some Baldur's Gate with Becca again. Surprise, surprise. So I'll mark that in with this one. And then I'm going to try and get an early night so that I am feeling refreshed for work tomorrow. Okay, cool. So for playing some Baldur's Gate, I just have another paper shy doodle. For an early night, I got this little bit of deco out, and then I forgot to get anything out for editing. So there's not really anything apart from maybe some deco that I would use on that. I've got an edit script there. I'll just use some deco from the kit. Maybe this book. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's all my stickers down for the week, and by the magic of editing, it will be filled in just a second. So I filled this in again with the Zebra Sarasa clip in 0.7. As I said in my last video, I have a fountain pen that I'm really loving using, but it doesn't work so well on stickers. I think maybe the ink that I've got just feathers too much. But that's a problem for future me. I'm loving how this turned out. It's my first kind of regular spread of the year. There's been enough space for me to put in all of the things that I did in the evenings after work, but it doesn't look like I've crammed too many things in, and I'm really happy with how this extra little day space that I don't have anything to do with on weeks like this has turned out. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment. All of the shops I've used will be linked in the description. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!